Hello there, I'm Scotty, you're not. Welcome back to. Son of a bitch. Welcome back to Halloween Horror Month. Yes, it's October and my air conditioner is still on. And tell it to stop being 80 degrees outside. You know, but it's only the beginning of October. You know, you're watching this when it airs, when it comes out on the 29th. Why is it like a 21? It's a 9. I gotta fix that because otherwise I'll put it 21. 29. We're looking at A Haunted House, a movie starring Marlon Wayans, Essence Atkins, Cedric Alexander, Cedric the Entertainer, not Cedric Alexander, in the darkness I've been home. No, Cedric the Entertainer, Nick Swartzen, Afion Crockett, and it's directed by Michael. I don't know. It looks like it should be pronounced Michael Titties, but Michael Tittis. And it's so Marlon Wayans has gone on record with saying this is not a parody film, and it's not a parody film like Scary Movie would be a parody film, but it definitely is a spoof. I'll put it in there. It's a spoof. It takes elements from the first 3 Paranormal Activity movies, along with The Devil Inside and some other stuff, to make this movie. And oh god, okay. This is another one of those cases that when I first watched it, I thought was okay, and I'm watching it now, and I'm going, what did I ever see in this movie? What good did I ever see? This isn't terrible, but there are moments, specifically any scene with Steve and his wife is unbearable to get through. Like, so there are types of comedy that works, and there are types that don't work. The 2 biggest ones that for me don't work are going louder with your joke, or going too long with it and just keep grinding that joke until it's not funny. And what they do with this, it's a guy, I don't know the actor's name. On the back. That is the second one. I'm not going to find it there. Let's try this one. Actually, the first one, okay? I don't know. The actor. If you've seen Yogi Bear, the Yogi Bear movie, he's the mayor. He's been in commercials before. You know, he was okay as the mayor, although they did do another running joke that went too long with the windows in that one. But, yeah, the joke is that their friends are swingers, which you get from one of the first lines that they drop. But they just keep hammering it in. And I'm like, just go away. Just go away. Eventually, they do leave. But then they come back for another scene with the Ouija board. I'm like, did these 2 people have to be in this scene? And then later in the climax, when they're trying to find the demonized Keisha, well, there's inconsistencies anyway, that happen upon a Mandingo party. And it's them, and it's like, really? We did it? Why? To be honest, though, that is probably the funniest scene within a minute. But yeah, so the plot is basically the first Paranormal Activity movie, mixed with the second, which is the third, and The Devil Inside towards the end. But yeah, what it is, you know, Keisha is moving in with Malcolm, and hold on a minute. There we go. Sorry about that, about my nose. So Keisha's moving in with Malcolm, a new house. First time it happens, she accidentally kills his dog. And I'm sitting there going, okay, why was this in the movie? Why was this there? This was there so that later they can have the joke where she's possessed, that she's walking the dog. The dog's dead, and she's dragging the dog's dead corpse across the living room. Yeah, I didn't think it was funny either. But yeah, You do the usual jokes and it's fart jokes, First night together, what's gonna happen? Oh no, she looks like a Goomba because she put makeup on and her hair's all up and she cares about her appearance. She's wearing sweats. Oh no, you think this is gonna be a sexy first night? Even the next morning, he's like, man, the first night was terrible. She farted all night. She dressed in like a Goomba or whatever he said. They do a joke where she's like a homeless person or whatever, and then if she didn't cook, I didn't get no sex. I'm just like, you think your first night together is supposed to be romantic? Your first night together, here's the thing. Now, I personally had never lived with a woman, right? But I do remember the first night I ever shared my bed with a woman. Not to go into the details, but, when you sleep alone like I do, and another person is in your bed, it is different, I was nervous, because I'd never shared a bed with a woman before, but it's fine. It's just, it's like when you're kids and you and your sibling are supposed to sleep in the same bed because you get your cousins coming in. Although, I actually had to share a bed with my cousin because the younger two, the older cousin and I, we were closer, right? She's 2 years younger than me. And so we shared that bed, and then my sister and her sister shared another room. But, until we got older, and then some slept on the couch. My brother was involved. He slept on the couch. And then I got my own room because I was older. And then the 3 girls shared a room, I guess. I don't know. One of them slept on the floor. I don't know. But yeah, but this was the first real, it's not a family member, this is my girlfriend, right? So it's different. Like, if you share a family member, you're just gonna lay there. Like, we went down to Iowa for my sister's 30th birthday a couple years ago. Or last year, whatever. And, I had to share a bed with my son. And it's different. He's snoring in my face the whole time. Thank you, son. And, of course, much like with my brother when I was younger, we didn't share a bed per se, we shared a room. But you know what I mean? It's different sharing a bed with your son, or a bed with your brother, or cousin, whatever. This is the woman. This is a woman, this is your girlfriend, and there was some cover things going on, because, you're used to having a certain amount of covers on you. And it's not all gonna, my point with this whole conversation is it's not gonna be perfect, right? But he's thinking it's going to be all romantic and they're going to have sex. And no. Now, I'm sure it's not the first time that they slept together, but it's the first night that they lived together. Now, this is just my experience because I never lived with my girlfriend or anything. But we had plans, it didn't work. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so he thinks automatically it's going to be all sexy, right? Then weird things start to happen. So, I think that the movie works when it's just Malcolm and Keisha. Whenever a new character is added to the situation, I find myself going, when is this sinking in so we can move on and see more stuff with them? All the stuff that's recreating stuff from the Paranormal Activity movies where it's just the two of them and weird stuff is happening. The only other character I think that works is the maid, which is taken from Paranormal Activity 2. Even the way the house is, like, there's a pool and everything, that's from the second one, But they bring in other characters so much. Like, they bring in the psychic, played by, first of all, the first characters brought in are the camera guys, called Camera Guys. It's David Koechner and Dave Sheridan as brothers. Dave Sheridan doesn't look like Dave Sheridan, I don't even know it's him. Doofy right there. Doofy and Shorty reunited. Anyway, but, and they promote, hey, we actually have a Ghost Hunter show. You know what it's called? Ghost Guys, because the joke is that they cannot name things right. So, Camera Guys, Ghost Guys. David Koechner, he's not funny here. Later, the stuff in the climax works better overall, but, then they hire a sidekick to come in and look over the place. It's Nick Swartzen. The joke is he's gay and he's trying to come on to Malcolm, and they do this thing where he keeps asking questions. Every third or fourth question, yes, you ever been with a guy? You ever been with a man? You ever been with a man? And it messes him up. Yeah, no! I've never been with a man. You know, and then later his cousin Ray Ray comes in, and I love Afion Crockett, but like, I remember when I first watched this, I did laugh because he's saying homie, but he says it in a way it's like, homie, come on, homie, come on, I got your back, homie. And it's funny, but it just gets kind of annoying every time he keeps saying, come on, homie, you know. And the scene, you take that scene out of the movie, nothing would have done. And they come in there because stuff happened with the demon ghost thing. We'll get to it. It's a ghost, but it's a demon. Sometimes it's a ghost, sometimes they say it's a demon. I don't know. It possesses Keisha, which means it's a demon, although ghosts can possess people technically, but I don't know. The way that she acts, it's a demon. I don't know. But they come in, they tell them what's going on. All the furniture goes up and falls down because Paranormal Activity 2. And then they run off. Take that out, wouldn't do anything to the plot. Nothing. Other than the fact that Ray Ray was mentioned earlier by the swingers who want his people. And it also leads to the joke later with the Mandingo party because it's Ray Ray and his buddies. And then they bring in Cedric the Entertainer as Father Doug. And he's fine, but his one joke is that was ordained in prison. So that's his whole thing. You know, I like his whole thing. He's like, man, you learn things. You shake a bitch, you go in there, you learn scripture. You shake a motherfucker, you learn the whole thing. I did kind of laugh at that. But, you know. And then when he's trying to do the exorcism, he recites word for word verbatim what Samuel Jackson says in Pulp Fiction. You know, and then there's a wee joke, which they already did earlier and better with Malcolm and Keisha, and the ghost demon thing gets high too. So, yeah, that scene worked better. There's also an example of jokes that work and jokes that don't work in around the same area. So, they do the thing where the ghost takes someone, drags away. Only this time, or the demon, whatever. This time it's Malcolm. And then the ghost has its way with Keisha. It's not really funny. It's rape. However, for some reason, the joke works when when the gender is reversed, when the gender is changed. Because the next night, like the whole thing is, you got bigger. You know, he's all jealous. And the next night, Malcolm gets it from the ghost. And I don't know why, but I feel like that's funnier. Like, somehow, I don't know, maybe man rape is less serious. And it's all serious, but I don't know, maybe it's a funnier thing. Like, oh, a woman getting raped, that's terrible. But a man, it's like, oh yeah, man getting it that way. It's funny. I don't know. I didn't laugh per se, but I thought that joke worked better than, you know. Just think about it. The whole thing, you're going in this Paranormal Activity, right? You think demons after the girl, and then, boom, Malcolm gets it, right? And still that woman. Also, I want to talk about the lore, right? So, they play the Paranormal Activity 3 thing, where they show video footage when she was a kid. Terrible parents, and she has a imaginary friend, visible friend, imaginary friend named Tony. It's not Toby, it's Tony, and that's supposed to be the thing. She explains that the reason this is after her is because she made a deal with the devil for some Dolce & Gabbana bag or something, which is confusing because then she shows stuff when she was a kid. It's conflicting, and then they say it's a ghost. They even spell out ghost wrong. G-O-S-T, ghost. They say it's a ghost, and then later it's a demon. I don't know. And when Father Doug comes in, eventually it becomes the devil inside would connect the cuts, and I got this thing here, and you want to see my paintings, and yeah, I don't know. And then everybody shows up. I summon the ghost guys to record the thing, even though there's cameras all over the goddamn house. Because we mentioned ghost guys at the beginning, so they gotta come back and do this. And then Doug's like, I need a psychic, and Nick Swartzen shows up, because of course he does, and then they are trying to do an exorcism with Keisha, and she gets away. You have to find her. That's when they do the connect the cuts shit, and then no, that's earlier. But then they chase her to the garage. Nick Swartzen's naked because he's still trying to get with Malcolm. But I do like though, because the whole thing earlier was give it a man, no, and then after he can sense that scene happened, which is why I think that in the long run that joke is funnier, because it connects to this running joke with Nick Swartzen, where it's like he can sense now that a man, quote unquote, has been inside him. So I think that's why it works. I also think maybe it's worse when a woman gets assaulted over a man. I don't know why. I think it's more like women are capable of doing a lot of things, but I think in the mind, at least for people who've grown up over the years, women are technically known to be less, like, not as strong as men. I mean, there are women out there that are stronger than men, sure, and some better than men. But I think traditionally women are considered to be the weaker sex. Not that that's inherently true, or I guess among some people. I myself do not believe this, but there is, people out there. So maybe that's why if a woman is assaulted that way, people get up in arms. So you can't do that to a woman. But a man gets it, it's like, hey, it's bad, but it's not as bad as, which is why I think the joke works. I'm back on that again. But anyway, to exorcise the demon, they just beat the shit out of her. I don't know. They seem to be going somewhere with this, and then all of a sudden she jumps out, they beat the shit out of her, and then it cuts to the final night, because we got a copy of the ending to find the Paranormal Activity, the first one. Whether in bed, everything's fine. She's got a bruised rib from when I beat the shit out of her. I don't know. I didn't think it was funny either, but whew, man, I fought it, and it, god damn, man, god, mother, the hell died in there, whew, man, it'll be one of the worst farts I ever did, whew, I'm so sorry. You guys should be glad you're not here to smell that. Although the Febreze smells good. Anyway. So yeah, they get ready for bed. And they have sex. She wants to leave the camera on. She gets up. She stares at him. Oh, by the way, I like the subversion of those get up and stare at him things. The one laugh that I always get from this movie is when she stands up. She stands Malcolm's side of bed and she just smacks the shit out of his face. He's like, oh man, baby, why'd you hit me? What'd you hit me for? But yeah, it's a thing. She goes downstairs. She's yelling, Malcolm. Of course, this is a comedy. He's like, oh, I'm coming, bitch. Comes down there. He gets thrown to the camera. She comes in, demon face. Well, she comes in, sniffs him. He farts. Fart joke. Which could work. But, when you know there's a sequel, and they also do a joke after this, because they say when you die, your bowels leave your body, so him farting made sense. But then she turns to a demon, runs at the camera, pops up behind the house, cuts back, and Malcolm's like, I'm alive, bitch! And then the demon goes, oh shit! And yeah, there is a sequel, which we're going to talk about tomorrow, but, yeah, no. I'm gonna give it a very low, middle of the road, because there are some good things about it. Some jokes work, a lot that don't. I'm just hoping the second one is better. I don't remember much, but I hope it's better. Because this, I don't know, this didn't age well for me, I guess. I don't know. But, so what are your thoughts on A Haunted House? In the comments below, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.